So I won't make this a follow through. You can pause the video after I've done this part. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but just focus on your breath. We want to tune in just so that we can see what's really stiff. Just that kind of slight neglect over time creates that stiffness in the hips, the lower back and the knees, and this movement follow through is going to be taking care of as much of that as we can. But the first part is just to see how you're feeling, because quite often you're too busy and then you end up actually not really realizing, and then you work out and you've got stiff back, knee, hip, whatever it is, and you don't know why. Whereas if you just slowed down, you'd be aware of that. So just take 5 minutes if you have it. Appreciate that's not always going to be the case, so do the follow through, but it's just in through the nose into the belly, out through pursed lips, very slow. So you want the out breath to be double the in breath, and then just send that breath to wherever's tight. You can do a body scan through your feet up to your shoulders, or just if you feel a sensation, then just send it there, let it release. So you're going 5 minutes on that if you have it. If not, this is going to be a 5-10 minute circuit. I'm going to do it once as a walk through, and then you can go back to the start if you want to double up, and sometimes 3 times would be awesome and your hips would be like butter. So we're just starting off with 90-90. We want to come forward, so you're open this glute and then this back hip. So just be as fluid as you can wherever your range of motion is, and that's going to be different for everyone. So we're going to go 12. I'll try and count and talk at the same time. We'll just pause here, take a breath. So you don't want to rush it. That's the thing. Every movement is an opportunity to diagnose what's stiff, what's tight. So I'm breathing out, feel a bit stiff in my lower back. I'm going to get a reach, and then you just figure out where you're stiff. I'm reaching here, you can reach somewhere else. Flex. There's different parts that are going to open up. You want to keep this knee down so we get that length through that back hip as well. So I'm just going 12, just to start to free things up a little bit. Then from here, it's hips and hamstrings, because I want to free up that. So it's lunge, keep this heel down, get this knee over the toes. When you come back, try and keep your back somewhat straight and sit back. So I'm sitting back on my ankle with my toes tucked under. That's mobilising the ankle a little bit as well. Squeeze this back glute, and then I'm going to try and breathe with it. Nice and easy. I'll just turn that to the side so you can see what's happening. So one long breath in each position. And I'm actually going to slow it down because this is a walkthrough, so I don't want to rush it. I'm going to start to reach, loading this ankle. You'll see when I'm coming back, I'm tucking my toes under, and then you can really open things up. You can twist a little bit, and I'm getting this reach because that just opens up the hip a little bit more. But you want to squeeze this back glute, coming back. So roughly, I'm going to do 6 each side, and see I'm starting to get a good bit more open now. I'll go at the other side. The concept's the same. Might get a little twist. I'm going to come back. So for me, I've got right leg problems, so sitting back's a bit harder on the other side that I started on. But that's the whole point of this. We just want to figure out where we're stiffest, like your body parts. Everyone's got specific issues, which we will address in the workouts and your kind of prehab and physio and stuff like that. But this is going to work for anyone, whether it's knees, hips, lower back, because all them stem really from the core, and that stuff being locked up and not doing its job, and then that radiates out and body parts do more work than they need to. So we're going there. So I'm going to go, this is for the groin as well as the hips. So when we go this way, 4-point X, you want to squeeze this back glute, so we're opening up the hip as well as a little bit the groin. Then when you come here, it's twisting that foot under and then just creating that distance. So it's right foot, right hand. I'm creating a lot of length. But this is the outside of the hip. So inside we're stretching here. Take a breath. Outside here. So that's a couple of reps. And then you can see, hopefully here, just try and breathe natural. So when I'm coming up here, I'm squeezing my back glute, left one in this case, Where I'm going here, straight foot, I'm turning it away from me. So I get the length from the outside of the hip, and I dip the right hip to the floor while shifting the left hip to the left. And that's just, we're getting that range with the leg, but then we're also getting the rotation with that kind of foot as a lever. And do one more. So things are starting to get more open. So left one up is diagonal. So 4-point X is that diagonal movement. I'm squeezing here. And you might not have loads of range, and that's fine. But I'm pointing my toe. First one or two, I'm just letting the hips tell me where my range is, and then checking in with the breath, and then that's going to start to open up a bit more. So nice and easy. And then again with the other hand, it's like a lever. You almost want to like walk your fingertips and just encourage distance and length, and start to bring in the lower back, the lat. And we've got all these body parts. It's like slings and diagonal support structures that they almost tighten up. So if one ankle gets stiff, the opposite hip can get stiff, and then the shoulder, and then you start to have issues that way. So there's loads we could do, but this is just the walkthrough. So cat-cow specifically, let's just go head, shoulders, neck, then your lower back. So we're arching up. Then we're going to go lower back, tucked under. Then work your way up the spine, then spread the shoulder blades, tuck the chin under. And then we're going to start with the head, shoulders down, squeeze the shoulder blades, then start to bring in the middle of the back and then the lower back. And this is a pace that I want you to work with. It's not just for the demo, but the first 5 reps, I'm just going to go super slow. Because what you'll find is your body, especially your spine, if it's disconnected, so I'm going lower back, you can move in like slabs, so like chunks of vertebrae, because they're all locked up. But we want to just go one by one and really get that control. So just working on the breath. I've lost count, but I'm just going to go roughly 5, 6, slow. So I'm going head, shoulders, middle back. The arms are staying straight, lower back, push the core to the ground, tuck the hips under, spine opening things up. And then now I'm a bit freer. I'm just going to make it a bit more fluid. Hopefully you have that control. But if I'm going faster and you're struggling, then just half the reps. Just go nice and slow like I was at the start. And that's everything. Kind of for the hip, we're working a little bit upper spine just now. And then now we're going to go hamstrings. So wherever your range is, might be here, just grab onto something and just, you're alternating. We're going to go 40. So I'm just going to talk and do it. So, and we're pushing the kneecap back. Just try to open up the hamstrings, especially if you're on a plane, you're sitting during the day. Bent leg, hamstrings just stay short. They just get a bit lazy, weak. So we're actively trying to load these as well as stretch them. So push the kneecap back, squeeze your quad, and then just have a little bit of stability across that knee instead of just passively just try to stretch. You'll feel maybe your lower back, your hips. But if you don't have this range, that's cool. Just work here, grab the kneecaps wherever, but just nice and easy with the breath, getting lower each time. You'll find that things do open up. This is your walkthrough, and we're just going to finish off with a hip stretch. So wedging the hip and the knee into the mirror. If this is your range, then that's fine. That's what you have to work with. But for me, I'm going to bring this front foot forward. And what most people do here is they're still flexed to the hip. We want that hip bone going forward, squeezing that back glute. And it's just even little rotations. You can reach for your back leg, because we want to come through forward this left hip up to the right shoulder. That can help create a bit more of a stretch. If you want, you can have a foam roller here or just put your hands on your leg. But just make sure that this hip isn't bending, so flexed that angle. We want to open it up. So I'm a little bit stiff, but we're just going to breathe through that. And you can extend this for longer. So this is the first round. The second round, you just spend more time on what you need. And I'm still focusing on that breath. You can maybe get a reach. You can still get a little twist here. So hand on the outside, rotate, bring in the spine a little bit. But anytime you exit, just exit gently so your body remembers it wasn't a bad experience and the nervous system adapts. So you might be able to see more this side, right knee's going into the ground, at the mirror, touching the wall. And again, if you're stiff, then just hang out here first. You'll probably see this a little bit more, but the common problem is you're pushing that hip back because it's so stiff. So just, if you can't straighten it, then just stay in that position. You're supported, it's easier. You're not resisting the hip too much, but just focusing on the breath. And we just encourage that up. We can grab the back leg a little bit. You want to be relaxed as much as you can. And I'm twisting a little bit. I try to squeeze this back glute. Grab the back foot. I can reach up. Reach up with this hand, which is better. And that's the main part. I'll finish off actually with some hip hikes. I'll do this touching the mirror. So shift the hip, hike and squeeze the obliques in the opposite side. That's just for balance on the mirror. This is just going to finish. We're trying to hit the hips and lower back from all angles. And then now it's internal rotation with this leg. We come across, keep this bottom foot flat, and then external. My finger's just on the mirror. So if you have time, do that. Ideally 2 rounds. If you're really locked up and you're suffering with back pain over time, then I'd like you to prioritise this for 2 rounds and just make it part of your routine. But you see we've attacked the hips from the front, from the back, hamstrings, glutes, and then from the sides. I want to rotate here. Internal rotation with this foot, external. Coming in, going out. And really, this is going to open everything up here. Finisher bonus if you want, just to get a bit of strength in. You're going to sit in tuck the toes under, but just keep your glutes squeezed. These are like sissy squats, but we just want to get a bit more movement in the knees, open up the quads a bit more actively. Completely optional with this part because it's a bit more active versus passive on all the stretching, but this is cool for 20 to 30 reps. Then you're going to go back to the start and just breathe with it. Just make sure, again, we're not collapsing at the hip, which is common. So stiffness is weakness, so we want to train at length and get stronger, so that if this is your range, then that's fine. Then over time you get further back, right?